Okay, so for some of you guys that don't know, myself and my wife has been married now for 10 years, right? We've known each other since 2001, and we got married 10 years ago, and I have not been happier. And for those of you that know my story, will know that we got married pretty fast. When you think about how things happen. So I'm going to give you a little snippet of it. I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown, and then I'll get to what I want to talk about. So I used to be very wild when I was younger, right? To the point where I was seeing multiple women at the same time, and obviously that caused quite a bit of heartache. My wife now has put up with that shit for a very long time. In fact, full disclosure, I was seeing somebody when I met my wife, and as time went on, julle weet mos hoe is dit, man. Ek gaan nou net die waarheid praat. Julle weet hoe is dit. A guy will, because he's getting away with it, a guy will continue with his shit. It's as simple as that, right? Don't let anybody tell you different. The only reason you are constantly finding messages on your boyfriend or your husband's phone, and you constantly having to check up on him and constantly have to chase women away and blah blah blah, it's because there's no consequences for his actions, right? In many cases, and I'm speaking for myself now, in many cases, the only reason that a guy continues with his shit is because hy kry 'n argument en 'n skel, en hulle praat 2-3 dae nie meer om nie, en na hy dan kan hy maar net weer teruggaan, right? So for many years that was how I operated. Ek het sommer 'n klomp myre gelyk gehet. Ek was 'n genuine, 'n vuil gat. And for those of you that know me from that time, julle kan confirm. Enige bil wat wil was my motto. It was nie my motto nie, it was my lifestyle. And yes, the owner really saw the best in me, right? She saw the best in me. Sy's 'n vrou in 'n duisend, man, right? And but she's also human. She's also human. And at one point, she completely had enough. I don't know what was the last straw. I don't know what the realization she came to, but she basically told me, you know what, that girl that is a problem in our lives, but not seem to be a problem in your life, you can have her. Go and be with her, right? But if you are going to be with her, you cannot be with me anymore. I had enough. Ek het te veel nagte wakker gelê en gehuil en te kere gegaan, and no amount of me showing you that I can be your wife and blah 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 is changing you. So I'm telling you now, you cannot have access to me anymore. Sy kan vir Ethan enige tyd kon sien. I will not limit your access to your child, but you cannot be with me and be with her, right? And she was very sincere when she said it, to the point where I realized that she was serious. And I can tell you now, within a week we were married. Within a week of her telling me that we were married, because I think I left there and I still went to that woman, and I think I saw that woman another 2 or 3 times. But by the Wednesday, I said, nah, we can't. We have to get married. And by the Sunday, the following Sunday, we got married. So some of you might have heard me make jokes about, oh wow, ek notice nou eers kyk hoe dik is die traffic. Some of you might have heard me make jokes about the fact that we didn't have a wedding, the fact that we got married in the kitchen and with a guy that we got off Facebook Marketplace, and my mother wasn't there, her parents wasn't there. it was a very, very quick wedding. Her parents only came afterwards when we were already married. Die mense het ons nie geglo nie. In fact, for months after we were married, I still had some girls or women messaging me saying, "Nee man, op joke met ons man, ons mis jou, ons het jou langlas gesien. Wanneer gaan jy uitstiek?" Toe sê ek al hard getroud al. Toe het ons al 'n huis gekoop al. Because we got married in October and we basically bought a house immediately. I stayed in my friend's parents built him a separate entrance when he was younger. And when he moved out into his house, I moved into his separate entrance. And shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Lewis. You gave us our first place. We will never ever forget you. R.I.P. Mr. Lewis. And for a short while we stayed in Lotus River. But by February of the next year, and the only reason it took so long for us to move in was because the deeds office was closed and we couldn't register the property over December. But anyway, February we moved in, and as you guys can now relay from this, is that we don't have a wedding photo. We don't have none of that. So it's been 10 years, and I'm in a position now to make changes, to rectify. So what I'm planning on doing within the next couple of months, I'd like to do it while the weather is still good, is I am going to give my wife not necessarily the wedding day that she didn't have, but we are going to have a wedding shoot. This is what I'm planning. I'm planning on having a wedding shoot where she can dress up in a wedding dress. I'll put on a suit, dress up in a wedding dress, and I'll get a photographer to come and take pictures with her. So we'll take all the pictures that you would normally take, the pictures of her getting ready, the pictures of her in the wedding dress, the pictures of her in the car. We'll do a full wedding photo shoot. That's what I want to give my wife this year, because we don't have that, right? And as I spoke a few days ago, you crave the thing you don't have. So it's not going to be an expensive exercise. It would basically need a wedding rock for her here, and I'm going to get a car or two that is that looks like a wedding car, and we can go to a gardens or the beach or a wine farm or whatever, and we'll take a couple of pictures there. I will put on a suit. I think I'll even put on suits for the kids. So we are going to do a wedding shoot for my wife. I think that'll be super cool, and it'll also be nice for us to have a wedding photo up in our house. It will be fantastic. And guys, I know some of you are going to suggest renewing our wedding vows. And personally, my opinion about if you look up what is the meaning of a vow, a vow is not something that loses its power. A vow is not something that degrades over time. A vow does not require renewal. You cannot renew a vow. A vow is something you do for life. So I won't be doing that. There's no need for me to renew my vows to my wife, because my love for her is more than what it was on the day that we got married, and my wedding vows mean more to me today than what it meant on our wedding day. So in all honesty, my vows has got more powerful over time. My vows is like Roman concrete. Google Roman concrete, by the way. Very interesting. It gets stronger over time, and we for the most part do not know how they did it. So yeah, that's my plan for let's say this first 3 months of the year. I obviously have a photographer that took Isaiah's triple photos, and he's been my photographer for a while, so I'll be using him. If you guys can suggest places where I can hire a wedding dress and a suit, that will maybe be cool, and maybe somebody that can do the flower arrangements, because I want to give her a beautiful bouquet. And obviously we'll probably just do like a hairpiece or a wig for a hair. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm thinking of doing. So stay tuned. I'll try and post some of the pictures once it's taken. And yeah, I think that's what I want to do. It's something that I've been playing around in my head with for a while, and I'm going to make it possible. I'm going to make it real, and yeah, that's that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys would enjoy that type of content, I'll make a couple of videos about it and post it and take you with on the journey. Yeah.